loses, Lord Hammer. You died in the battle. Except, what if Lord Hammer didn't die? What if instead he swung at Roxanne and crushed his skull? What if the coup failed? Or what if Daemon Targaryen was defeated, dying in a more spectacular fashion than he usually does? This is the story of my dogs barking in the background the second I start recording. This is the story of Hugo the Hammer and Ulf the White, the two betrayers, Dragonseeds, descendants of Targaryen and Old Valyrian blood. Hugo has declared himself king, as is his right, and the Tyrells, being neutral for the conflict, are traitors that need to be dealt with. But first, the boy, Daemon, must be removed from the board entirely. The realm is weak. Rhaenyra lingers in King's Landing, its people rioting and rising up against her, while King Aegon has limped to Dragonstone, burned and bloodied and crippled, a hollow shell of his former self. House Targaryen has never been weaker, ladies and gentlemen. The dragons never been more sparse. But Hugo owns Vermithor, and Ulf has Silverwing. Together they control the most powerful dragons in Westeros, or at least the most powerful ones left alive. And together they will conquer this world, one kingdom at a time. For Ulf is loved by the soldiery, who themselves believe in a prophecy that speaks of how a new king will rise once a hammer falls on a dragon. Hugo believes himself to be thus, the prophesied once and future king. It is his hammer that will fall upon the dragon, sending its rubied blood to water the ground. It's ironic in canon because this prophecy basically refers to Robert Baratheon killing Rhaegar at the Ruby Ford. But Hugo and the soldiers believe it refers to Hugo, hence Hugo Hammer. He declares himself Lord Hammer and decides to become a king. When news broke, Prince Daemon Targaryen threw wine in his face, and Hugo threatened to beat the boy. And come the morning, Hugo wore a crown of black iron, only for Sir Jon Roxton to attempt to murder the king with his Valyrian steel blade, Orphanmaker. In this reality, ladies and gentlemen, Hugo saw Roxton coming. Grabbing the blade mid-swing in his plated gauntlet, Hugo proceeded to beat Roxton bloody, picking up the Valyrian steel sword and marching straight for Vermithor, to rain fire and fury down upon his enemies. Orphanmaker becoming the sword of his hand. We need a strong man to rule us, not a boy. The crown should be mine. Come on, Asarion, come fight me. Come out and play, little prince. And the little Targaryen bastard ran. Come back here, little dragon. You can't run from your destiny. Come on, dragons. Come on, Asarion, come play, dude. I just want to be friends, Asarion. It's fine. Tyrells wanting nothing to do with any of that. There you are, Daemon. No, wrong Daemon. Well, he wiped out their army. But I can't seem to get Daemon to actually, like, help me. Now the Tyrells are just watching in the background. They're like, I'm not getting involved in this. It's not my problem. Come on, boys. We should be okay, because Vermithor is vastly better than everything that they have. Yeah, they're fucked. No one can stand before Vermithor. Where's the boy? Let's go to the High Tower. Pay him a little visit. Come out and die, Daemon. Ah, you fled. Daemon, you coward. Aegon died of his wound. And Rhaenyra should have been fed to a dragon by now, in theory. Greyjoy's declared his independence. Oh, and Aaron has declared his independence. Tywin has declared his independence. Tully. Everyone. So yes, the Iron Throne has been dismantled. Aegon the Younger sits on the throne of the Crown Lands, basically. Rhaenyra was fed to Sunfire on Dragonstone, and Aegon II has died of his wounds, leaving Rhaenyra's son Aegon III in charge of the Iron Throne, or what's left of the Iron Throne, since it's fractured and separated. And Daemon has declared himself king, intention of, taking the Iron Throne, but for now, at least, he's a burnt mess, and is on the run hiding from me. There's Baratheon declaring himself king as well. Yep, Stark declaring himself king. I think every single Dance of the Dragon situation that I've done has ended up with everyone declaring independence. Finally, the pesky little brat is coming out to fight. Come on, Daemon, come out and fight, dude. Come on to Sauron, you know you wanna. Come on, boy. There's 2 dragons in the battle, how are we not fighting them? The dragon battle things don't happen nearly enough for my taste. Well, it's not a dragon battle, ladies and gentlemen, but it's just you and me, Daemon. Strike parrot pass. No, fastest blade in Tumbleton. Yes, confidence is half of any fight, and I throw out quick few splashes. And when an opportunity presents itself, I knock his mace flying with one powerful cleave, and like that, the bout is decided. I get my yield before I even entered my backswing. Victory is ours. Daemon's at my mercy. Hugo's entire thing is claiming the kingship and killing Daemon Targaryen, so He's not letting him live. Goodbye, King Daemon of the Reach. The last dragon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. All hail King Hugo of the Reach of House Hammer. Motto is Fire and Fury. As a nod to the Bronze Fury, Hugo has taken for himself the seat of Highgarden, putting all of the Tyrells to the sword and marrying the one girl left, while Ulf White has been named the Lord of Oldtown and is marrying a Hightower girl. First order of business is basically just keeping the vassals in line and securing his rule, more or less, because it's going to be more difficult than expected, potentially. But we will do a grand wedding. No, we'll do a grand wedding to solidify our rule and hopefully improve some relations and legitimacy and all that nonsense. We must secure House Hammer's reign for the rest of eternity, basically. It's whether or not Hugo Hammer is going to be, like, content with just being King of the Reach, or if he'll want to be King of the Iron Throne. For now, we secure the Reach, though. For now, we secure the Reach, lads. Marrying the Tyrell girl gives us some semblance of legitimacy, at least, so that's a thing. I like how Hugo's wearing his full suit of armor to the wedding, because he's paranoid that someone will try to kill him. Just like last time with Roxanne. Soulmate. Weddings are just politics, I steel myself. Just politics, how bad can it be? Nothing to prepare me for I finally see him, unless she smiles at me and I know everything will be alright. I mean, I did kind of murder her family. Girl's into some weird shit. But we found our soulmate. Hugo lives happily ever after. It's great, lads. On a pile of... Ignore the pile of corpses behind him. That's normal. Just Dragon Lord things. Just Dragon Lord things. Yep. Finally, the guests leave. Thank you all for coming. I get a shitload of prestige. I marry her. Magnificent host gives me a bunch of stuff and vassal opinions. And legitimacy. I gain legitimacy, which is what we need. Because currently... Yes, I agree, Doc. Currently, I am aspiring ruler. I am way below the legitimacy recommendations. But currently we're ruling from Highgarden. And we are below the court grandeur expected of us, but we're getting there. For now, I think Hugo's just going to secure his realm, his hold on the lords as it is. He's not under threat from anybody. The only potential threat would be the Targaryens, of which there's only 2 alive. And neither of them have dragons, so Hugo could totally just swoop in. She's already preggers. That was quick. But yeah, no, I think Hugo's next move is honestly just... He just goes into the Crownlands and claims the Iron Throne, and declares his intention to rule all of Westeros. House Hammer will rule. It is prophesied when the hammer hits upon the dragon, damn it. So the prophecy foretold. They are all mostly terrified of me, which is understandable. Because frankly, if I had some dude rolling over me that had Vermithor the Bronze Fury, I too would do whatever the hell he told me to do, you know? I have a daughter who did not get the Valyrian features, but is definitely my kid because of the Herculean thing. Yeah, Hugo will name his daughter after his mother, who was I think his mother was the daughter of King Jaehaerys Targaryen, so Rosie Hammer. Rosie Hammer. That's cute. That's a nice name. That's sweet. Because honestly, the vassal situation is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, look, they mostly like me. There's some people that are a bit iffy, but nothing I can't handle. That's the thing, I've played Crusader Kings too many times to the point where vassals are very rarely an issue for me, unless I purposely, like, neglect them or piss them off. I have to purposely be shit in order for the vassals to actually be some kind of threat. Or it happens while I'm, like, fighting 5 different wars at the same time, in which case it gets a bit much. Okay, so, a few years have passed. Not many, mind you. But Ulf White died, drinking himself to death, and then he also managed to get maimed. So I'm assuming he, like, went drinking on his dragon and probably fell off. But he did have a son, Jaehaerys, who will rule from there. But ultimately, Hugo wants the Iron Throne, ladies and gentlemen, and Ulf's son can have the Reach. Just as Ulf himself wanted Highgarden once upon a time. Aegon the Younger's rule has come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I just burnt King Aegon inside his own keep. Killed by Vermithor, the Bronze Fury, in a siege. Which literally just leaves the girl. It just leaves the girl in charge. Targaryens stand no chance. They don't have any dragons. All their dragons are dead. So, yeah, that was the easiest war that Ulf has ever won. I mean, realistically speaking, he's taken the Reach. He has the support of the Reach Lords. Which is like, you know, in canon, like 100,000 men at least. And he has Vermithor, and nobody else can possibly stand against him. So there's nothing stopping him from just waltzing into King's Landing and taking whatever the hell he wants. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. The next order of business, I think we take the Stormlands, because then that... Or the Riverlands, actually. It's probably the weakest. Raise everyone at the Red Keep. And then we'll go beat up the Tullys. Oh, we have 2 more daughters, by the way. Both of them look like Tyrells. Might have to eventually marry the Targaryen girl. I think that's like the best play, which means we need to either kill or divorce Hugo's soulmate. For political reasons. I mean, he must know that he needs the dragons to remain in the bloodline if he wants to be king. Because if he loses... He's seen what happens if he loses the dragons. The Targaryens are literally a cautionary tale. River Run's gonna take a while, because I'm wounded, so I can't use my dragon. You'd think I could just go, hey, Vermithor, burn. Like, I'm getting wounded, but... Why does that stop me from just telling the dragon to go kill things? No longer my ward, but is still a thing. So, honestly... Like, he loves his wife, she's a soulmate, but Hugo is obsessed with, like, the prophecy. He is obsessed with being the king. His children must be dragon lords. And so far, all of his children look like Tyrells, and none of them are hatching the dragons. So I think, despite the fact that he does love her, he is going to ask for a divorce, and he's going to marry the Targaryen girl. It's a difficult decision, but as king, he needs to make these difficult decisions. I'm sorry. And then he'll marry the Targaryen girl. Do we have a grand wedding? I think so. He'll probably want to make a big spectacle of it. Like, I think he'll continue to, you know, sleep with his fucking with his soulmate. Like, they're still together. It's just yeah. She wasn't giving him sons. A bastard is born, ladies and gentlemen. Flowers to my former thing, but again, looks like a Tyrell, doesn't look like a Valyrian, and that's what is annoying Hugo. So he's not going to acknowledge the child. Yeah, see, all of his daughters are failing to hatch the dragon eggs, and he's going to be blaming the Tyrell blood. Like, he needs Targaryen blood. He needs it. He marries the Targaryen girl, which will hopefully give him dragon-blooded children, which can actually hatch dragons. I mean, like, yeah, the Tyrell girls probably were fine. But as far as Hugo's concerned, that's got to be the reason, right? That's got to be the reason that they're not hatching the dragons. And we need the dragons, because Hugo, more than anybody, knows that if his family loses the power of the dragons, they'll lose everything. Because he's seen it happen to the Targaryens. So he really desperately wants Targaryen children, you know? I think that makes sense. He is, like, borderline fucking paranoid about dragon blood in him is making him go a little bit nuts. So he's married the Targaryen girl, the last dragon of House Targaryen, making his children like the legitimate descendants, the legitimate heirs to the Iron Throne. Nobody can question him then. With the grand wedding out of the way and him married to the last Targaryen girl, I do believe now is the best time to declare his intentions to be king of Westeros. A question of succession, ladies and gentlemen. My son is born. It worked. It worked, lads. Hugo was correct. If he just had to marry a Targaryen girl to keep the dragon blood strong, he had to do what he had to do. The realm is held together by tradition and trust, the shared traditions of our people. With the joyous birth of Maegor and Daemon, I renamed him. A rightful heir by all tradition, I have arrived at the crossroads of the realm's succession. Rosie has long stood in line as my heir, and the trust in my judgment soothed the realm's reservations about her. Rosie is a fit ruler, and any lord could tell me that. She could doubtlessly lead the realm into great prosperity. She's 9, my dude. She's 9. But with so much at stake, would Mehran be better fit? Yeah, I cannot deny. Aegon will be here. Alright, yeah, let's start with the Baratheons, shall we? You will bend the knee, Baratheon, or die. Hello, Baratheon. Nice to meet you, buddy. What are you doing over here, huh? You having a little party? You having a little gathering for stag? Yeah? Little Baratheon party going on? Yeah. Allow me to crush that for you real quick. Holy shit, I Stoneheart Baratheon. Okay, I just killed. Okay. Holy shit, I wiped them out completely. The gods bite. Damn. They are fucking dead, prop dead. That's like the entire Stormlands army completely wiped out. There you go. Down to Storm's End. War is over. We have won. The Stormlands bends the knee. I will give Storm's End back to the Baratheons. And then we will turn off attention up to the Rock, I suppose. And these will be short little wars, honestly. You've seen how powerful we are. We can't be stopped. The might of the hammer is unmatched, ladies and gentlemen. Use dragon. No mercy. Holy shit. What happens to the Lannisters? Okay, we kind of maybe sort of murdered the Lannisters entirely. Yeah, no. Same old, rinse and repeat. We'll take out all this place. And I don't know who we'll give the Westerlands to. I planned to give it to the Lannisters, but... Oop, they actually lightly wounded Vermithor. The Westerlands doesn't stand a chance. Nowhere stands a chance. Victory is assured. I swear, the second I start recording, people call me on Discord. Holy in shit. The screams from the bedchamber now grow increasingly frantic, ripping through the air like a dragon clawing its way from the confinement. Poor sweet Johanna. My poor sweet wife, this baby may kill her. The sudden silence jolts my senses. It is done, I think. But I pause momentarily before entering to compose myself, to steel myself for what may await me. The carnage of the birthing leaves me aghast. My dear wife, soaked in blood, holds the babe close to her chest, but her pained look frightens me as I approach to see my spawn. Here before my eyes is no mere child. He is a monster. What the hell, dude? Sterile, strong, giant, hideous, Herculean, cannibal twin. There was another daughter, but she was devoured in the womb. What the shit? That is the only, my son is an abomination. Maegor Hammer is born, ladies and gentlemen. That is a thing that just happened. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the last order of business is, taking the north back. Stands ununited. Other than Dawn, but the Targaryens never got Dawn, so... Hugo may go down in history as, like, Hugo the Conqueror or something. He'll have surpassed the Targaryens at that point. Hugo is ignoring the fact that his son is a spawn of Satan. And he's getting the hell out of King's Landing. He's gonna go to war. He's gonna do what he's good at. That's hitting things with his hammers. Vengeance Stark. Oh, Doom delivered. I just burnt a lot of Starks, dude. A lot of Starks. Incinerated Tallheart. Nope. Coron the Quiet Wolf. Jesus Christ, I wiped out the entirety of House Stark or what? Like, holy shit. Yeah, we killed a lot of Starks, lads. A lot of Starks. And Cregan Stark was, like, burnt to a crisp a little bit. We have a common friend? Who? Ah, Howland Reed. Okay. Let's go straight for Winterfell. The wife is pregnant again. I mean, Jesus, after the last kid, I think you'd, like, swear off kids or something. I can arrest my 0-year-old son for eating his sister in the womb. Kid eats his way out of a womb. Like, what? Babies don't have teeth. Are you telling me this kid has teeth? Like a fucking dragon or some shit? Oh, shit. Fuck, I left. Just as we were about to take it. More castles. I don't know how the hell Stark is apparently getting fucking... I'm unavailable. How the hell is Stark getting points? Oh, he's down here. And for some reason, when he takes a region, it's like 10%. But when I take a region, it's like fucking 1. Oh, well. We'll skip forward to the end of the war. Because, yeah, it's a highlight reel of me kicking the other kingdom's asses, really. They don't stand a chance. I have a dragon. So... Okay, lads. In Hugo's continuous efforts to, 1, unify the realm, / sort of maybe avoid King's Landing at all costs, and avoid acknowledging the fact that one of his children just popped out of his wife with velociraptor teeth and ate its way out, we're just going to ignore it. We're just going to ignore it. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. We're just going to do a Robert Baratheon and just focus entirely on the war. Just keep fighting. If we keep fighting, we don't have to acknowledge that that just happened. Hugo is better suited for a war than he is ruling, I feel like. Alright, well, let's lay siege, I guess. It shouldn't take that long to take Sunspear, at least. Sunspear is not that heavily defended. I will go into crippling debt, though, which is an issue. I don't think the Martells are doing anything. Are they just hiding? I mean, that is in line with the Martells, but, like, I would have expected them to have an army somewhere by now. Well, Dawn was boring. Not gonna lie. Dawn was dull. That was... nothing happened, basically. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap that up here. Westeros is united under the reign of House Hammer. Hugo the Conqueror, Hugo the Great Hammer, Hugo the Dragon Rider, and all that nonsense. Married to the last dragon of House Targaryen, his descendants are the rightful heirs to the Iron Throne, by blood and by conquest. Hugo himself, though it was just an excuse to get the hell out of King's Landing and away from his cannibal son, monstrosity, whatever the hell that is. This thing, yeah, Maegor the Monster. I would honestly like to continue just to see what Maegor gets up to. But, does he eat the rest of his siblings? I don't know. How does a child come out of the womb with teeth sharp enough to have devoured its sibling? It's madness. It's a dragon abomination, it is. Anyway, yeah, we'll wrap this up here, because I have other stuff to do. There's 1,000 dragony things to do, and I'm trying to get it all out and done for you guys as quickly as possible. These are only supposed to be short story videos, you know? Not whole 20-part series, although we will do something like that at some point. For now, at least, Hugo has secured his reign via marriages from everyone. Aegon, his heir, is married to a Valoran girl, keeping the dragon blood in the family. Princess Rosie is married to the Lord of Old Town and the High Towers. Princess Marjorie is married to the Arbor. Princess Mora is married to the Lord Paramount of the Iron Islands. Corey is betrothed to the heir to the Riverland. Visenya is betrothed to the heir to the Stormlands. I have not betrothed anyone to the Monstrosity, because I don't think anyone's going to marry their kids to the guy that's got fucking razor-sharp dragon teeth in his mouth. And Rhaenys is betrothed to the heir to the Westerlands of House Rhaen. So yeah, Westeros is united. By blood, and by conquest, and by right. The Targaryens will fade into history and legend, and the Hammers will rule. As the prophecy foretold, when the hammer strikes the dragon, a new king will arise. All hail King Hugo and his abomination children. A name which I have purposely mispronounced as Hugo instead of Hugh, in order to see how many people leave a comment to feed the algorithm. Anyway, lads, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, blah, blah, blah. You know the fucking gist by now. Every YouTuber rambles on about it for 12 hours. I'm sure you can find the buttons. I have faith in you guys. That is all for now. Thank you for watching. Soul out.
This war is far from over.